why did you guys do the split video with Hurricane Starang and the Danger?
Because we wanted to do the videos separate, but we didn't want to wait like to film Hurricane Strang and then wait like 2 months and then put the Danger video out. You know what I'm saying? And we ain't want nobody thinking like it's gonna be like a Strang solo album coming out or nothing like that. So that's why we wanted to do that and tie them together and stuff.
Then you know what else?
And what else?
It was that thing where you remember when we noticed, we was in the studio at night and we noticed that Hurricane Strang and Danger had the same sample in them both.
Oh.
And it was so we tied them together. You know what I mean? And they became like a two-piece. You understand what I'm saying? It was like you was on this one by yourself, they was on those two, on that one without you.
Right.
So it kind of became a set, if I remember correctly.
I'm glad Rock here because I wouldn't have remembered that, man.
I know that's one of those. I don't be remembering shit, but that's the weird, But then I remember weird shit. That's one of the weird shit.
Okay. Well, that's an interesting thing because on albums when they do have the same sample and they use them on different songs, I do find it interesting. Like Rebel Without a Pause and Terminator X to the Edge of Panic have the same sample forward and backwards.
Right.
So it's kind of wild when people do it. But that's that. Now, as far as writing with Top and Louisville too, you guys sometimes at the beginning of the songs would each just do one line and then go into somebody's verse. Do you remember how that style or that came about?
What do you mean?
Where you would each do one line, I'm Starang and whatever, I'm Top, I'm this, you know?
Oh, yeah, because back then it was like a big thing to like I remember Drew used to always say like, get the name out there, get your name out there all the time. Let people know who's who, let people know who's what, you know what I mean? So that's all we try to do all the time is get our names out there, man. Let people know who's who, let people know who Louisville is, let people know who Top Dog is, let people know who Starang is.
So for you, what would you say, as you guys were doing The Storm, what were your different personalities that developed while making the album?
The different personalities was the thunder, the lightning, the rain. And then Top Dog became the big kahuna in the storm. Louisville became the quiet riot, you know what I mean? And I was just Starang One, the main gun, Captain African America, you know, all that stuff.
Yes. Well, also, I thought it was interesting, too, because with Hurricane Starang, you talked about going to the bank, the First National Bank, because to your point of being smart and stuff, a lot of artists would talk about money, but as you also know, a lot of people maybe in the hood or in the rap game didn't talk about, oh, I have a bank account, or oh, I'm going to the bank. It was all like hand-to-hand stuff. So do you remember the importance of like talking about a bank and doing it formally?
No, that actually came up because like for the first time, I was really going to the bank consistently. You know what I mean? I had like like 2 accounts and stuff, and it was new to me. And I'm like, damn, you know what I'm saying? I was the president of a company, you know? So when I go to the bank, it's like, it says on my checks, like the president, Jack McNair, you know? So I'm like, so I'm bragging. I'm talking about the bank now because I'm in there consistently. You know what I'm saying?
And what?
Mostly, you know what I'm saying, taking out, withdrawing and shit. But I was in there consistently though.
And what was that like as a person to be able to shift into going to the bank? Was that?
It was dope, man. It was dope. I wouldn't change it for the world, man. You know what I mean? Go out, get it, buy your car, go get you a crib. It's dope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's always interesting when I think artists talk about money, but when they do it in a way that isn't just talking about loosely spending it or wasting it. Because, you know, people pay attention.
I never made it rain, man. Never.
Only in your bank account?
Right. I never made it rain.
Okay.
I can't say the same for Rock. He was a strip club nigga back in the days.
I didn't make it rain. Hey, 34 carefully placed. Listen.
Rock is the type of nigga put the string on the dollar and give it to her and pull it out later or something like that.
Listen, 34 properly placed singles changed my life.
Congratulations. That's a good investment. Good investment. Mm-hmm. Okay. So then with you guys also, Wild Cowboys in Brooklyn with Sadat X, of course, is on the album as well. So
yeah.
Given that you guys were rising and Duck Down and everything was on the rise, and Brand Nubian, Sadat X, even as a solo artist, were so respected, what was going on with in your mind doing that song and getting him to be on it?
Oh, I was hyped to get Sadat. First of all, I was always a fan of Brand Nubian, man. Always liked Sadat X, even when he was Derek X. And the crazy thing is his man, Sean Black, that's also on the song, we went to school together. So I think one day we was at a show, and I think Brand Nubian was performing, and I seen Sean Black. So me and him kicking it, and I guess Sadat seen how me and him was cool. So one day I hollered at Sean Black, and I'm like, yo, man, like, get your people to do this song and all this stuff, man. You know what I'm saying? Because I spoke to Sadat X before that and stuff, but I was scared to ask him and shit. I ain't gonna lie, you know what I mean? Back then I was scared and shit. So I told him to holler at him, and he was with it. He was like, it wasn't even no problem, man.
Why were
Sadat was a cool nigga, man. He family, man. Sadat took us to his crib when he lived in Harlem. We played video games, him and Lord Jamar, played for money, went out a bunch of times. Them niggas are some cool ass niggas. They're my big bros, man.
Yeah, and working with Lord Jamal too on the production, I think he's very underrated as a producer on God Like Ugly, for instance. God Don't Like Ugly, for instance.
Right.
Of course, he did a lot of stuff with Dead Prez. And
listen, both of them guys is underrated, man. Underrated everything, man.
Absolutely, I agree. So is it when you are looking at somebody like Lord Jamal, you're probably looking at more as a rapper, but then you're working with them on the production side. How did that affect or look at the relationship a little different, if at all?
It just made me see, like, just don't be a rapper, man. You gotta do a lot of stuff in this game, man. You know what I'm saying? Like Lord Jamal and them, like, they ain't just sit around and wait for record deals and stuff to come. They kept working. And that's what it showed me. You just gotta keep working.
Okay. And speaking of working on Elite Feet, your boy Bad Vibes was on there. So how and when did he decide to be on or do songs with you?
Well, you know how people are stubborn and stuff, and when people are wrong about something, they just want to stick to what they say, and they don't want to really come around. So I got to push Bad Vibes. I had to push Bad Vibes to do that stuff, man. You know what I mean? And Ruck and Rock probably helped me because Ruck and Rock word mean a lot, you know what I'm saying, when it comes to rhyming and shit. And they used to be like, yo, Bad Vibes is nice, man. Bad Vibes is all right, yo. Like, and then when he hear that, then, you know what I'm saying, he'd be like, word, for real? And he'll just do his thing, man.
Oh, you can tell. You can tell.
Right. Bad Vibes is dope, man.
Absolutely. So then, since the album, was very well acclaimed and everyone that I knew that heard The Storm liked it, what led to the delay between that, The Storm, and the M-Pire Strikes Back?
Well, there's a lot of stuff going on with the label. Black Moon hadn't been out in a while, so it was a lot of, like, we was working on the Black Moon album, and that's about the time Smith & Wesson, they got out their contracts. They was getting signed to Duck Down Priority, and it was like, yo, all the attention, all the focus was really on them. And rightfully so, though. You know what I mean? Because they hadn't been out. They was hungry. They just got their deal. We was celebrating, and everybody was just waiting. All of us, we was just waiting for them to put out their shit, man. You know what I mean? Okay. And it was other albums, too. Like, it was boot camp albums. We was on Smith & Wesson joint. You know what I mean? The Magnum Force Helter Skelter was recording they joint. You know what I mean? So I I was recording that. And then after that, me and O.G.C did a little getaway. And the second album kind of started by accident like that, you know?
How did it start by accident? What happened?
Well, there was I had Razkaz around me and stuff. Razkaz left. He went back to LA and he left this beat tape behind, right? And he left this beat tape behind and it had a number on it. And my man Doc played the beats like, yo, I'm telling you, there's some dope beats on here. I swear to God. And he played the beat tape and I said, hell yeah, there's some dope beats on here. So I played them for Drew. And then Drew called the number. He spoke to the producer and stuff. It was this dude named Emperor Cersei out in Atlanta. My man Rob and shit, who was Little John's manager. And this before Little John was even out. He was just starting. He was like mad underground. And we went out to Atlanta. And me and Drew did some solo songs with him, some string solo songs that we ain't even released. And then when I say, yo, I want these beats for my second album too, man, for the O.G.C joint, and they came through for me, man. And me and O.G.C, we went down there, we recorded, and it was all love, man.
Yeah, because people, even though Raz represents Carson, of course, Patchwork was down in Atlanta. So
exactly.
I was in Atlanta for Patchwork a lot around that time, so I'm very familiar.
And that's what the tape said, Patchwork on it. Hell yeah.
Yep. That was a good time. Good time. So then artistically, how would you say you guys developed from The Storm into The Empire Strikes Back?
Well, I would say Louisville and Dog improved tremendously. And they stepped their game up. And I would just say, I just had fun on that album, man. I was real relaxed, had a lot of fun, did what I wanted to do. You know what I'm saying? I love that album. That's my favorite. That's my baby.
And why is that?
Because of what I did it my way. Okay.
And you have, it's more of a variety of producers, not as much, of course, with the beat miners. How did that?
And that's what I wanted. And that's what was requested from Top Dog in Louisville. That's what was requested.
Okay.
Have more of an up-tempo, more variety, more everything. You know what I mean?
Okay. And then I was in Atlanta a lot around this time, like I was saying, at Patchwork. But what did going out of state and out of town to record, how do you think that affected your vibe, your styles, what you guys did, what you didn't do?
I think it made it better because it was more secluded. You know, it was just us. It was people we didn't know, we wasn't familiar with. So it's like people wanted to do like their best work. So, you know, people was trying not to fuck up a lot, trying not to take up too much studio time, trying to do 2 or 3 songs a night. Like, it was dope down there.
Be sure to check out the History of Gangster Rap by Soren Baker. He's official.
History of Gangster Rap features exclusive interviews with Ice-T, Snoop Dogg, MC Ren, the D.O.C, and dozens of others. The History of Gangster Rap, a definitive look at how Los Angeles changed rap forever.
In Los Angeles, the streets definitely set the tone of the hip-hop music.
At 19, I got a $50,000 car.
My whole angle always was, I'll be street, but I will always tell you the horrors that go along with this life.
There will be penalties and casualties for just wearing the wrong color in somebody's neighborhood.
And once gangster rap made it from the streets to the TV, the genre exploded.
With Fab 5 on Yo MTV back with NWA.
Yo MTV, it just catapulted us from being local heroes to national gangbang rappers.
The History of Gangster Rap discusses it all from 1980 up till today.
There's always gonna be shit happening in the streets. You know what I mean? So it's always gonna be something to talk about.
The History of Gangster Rap in stores now.